Welcome to Facebook for the Blind, your look at the downfall of Western civilization through the best memes we can find each week. Ladies and gentlemen, both and neither, welcome to that time of the week we like to celebrate Facebook for the Blind, a show for the visually and Facebook impaired. I'm your occasionally humble host, Eric Sizemore, joined by my beautiful co-host from South Canada, Quiet Michael.
Hey, Eric, that's me.
And dialing it in from the left coast, Brain Damage.
Hey, Eric, that's me.
That's true. And you should like us and subscribe, especially for the funny memes we're going to have. But first, a patented, trademark, copyrighted, absolutely essential part of every single episode of Facebook for the Blind. You know it. You love it. You know what I'm talking about. It's the depressing news.
That does not sound good.
No? Man.
No, does it sound good on your end?
I don't know. Dave, does it sound good? Michael, does it sound good? Katie,
Sounded like the world was ending.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to sound like.
There you go.
Well, then it sounded good.
Okay, cool. Now, I want you to know that other newscasts might do something different. Like, you could be suffering through this.
If you're just joining us, nothing matters anymore.
Here's some bullshit that happened somewhere today.
Everything is awful.
Breaking news, everything is bad. It's just as terrible as you imagined and probably worse.
This bullshit has some broader implications.
It's awful.
That looks bad.
Yeah, probably bad.
People are feeling really quite exhausted right now.
It's awful, Ma.
That's the sound of us slowly dying. Can you hear it?
I can hear it. It's louder in my left ear.
When we return, we'll look at live footage of a
Now we are suffering through this, whatever this is.
Free associate about what's going on.
Ah, come on. That's professional, awesome production video there. Like, if you guys were tuned into like an actual show, you could have been watching something like that, instead of this. So thank you. We know you have a choice in your bad news. And we'd like to thank you for choosing Facebook in the Blind. I can't stop it now. I can't make it go away. Buttons! So many buttons. Woo! All right. Yes, it has been pretty crazy. Welcome to episode 223, Facebook for the Blind. Got some bad news for you here on the Depressing News, brought to you by Full of Rage, but in a cute way. And Pink Guillotine. Solve your billionaire problem with this one weird trick. pinkguillotine.com. Give me all your money. The Surgeon General of Florida blew everyone's mind and said they want to take it back to 1850 because they want to ban all vaccine mandates. All school vaccine, no school mandate for vaccines at all. So unprecedented, no science, just going to do that. And I saw that Casey DeSantis, who is the First Lady of Florida, tweeted out, "It should be the parents' decision." And I said, Florida parents? the woman that married Florida man? How does anyone think that's a good idea? Anyway, Korea was also in the news because there was a major plant in Georgia, and Trump's ICE staged the greatest raid in their history and arrested something like 650 Koreans who were there to build the Hyundai plant and train the American workers to work there. And now everyone's mad. South Korea is sending a plane because everyone's mad and wants to take their ball and go home. It's billions of dollars in investment. And, no, I did want to go back just a bit because there was some crazy stuff that actually happened on top of that. As we were going to press, there was a particularly bent out of shape Karen that decided that it would be a good idea to out herself as the one who, is the one that called in the ICE raid. So, largest ICE raid in history at Hyundai's $7.6 billion Georgia plant. They lost over 8,000 jobs because of racism, and South Korea is furious. Billions of dollars in foreign investment are on pause, all because a MAGA Karen thought that HB1B workers from South Korea were illegals. And she looks like a real champ too, by the way. This is her being uber American there. So, yay, Karen. You just cost your state billions of dollars because you don't know what visas are or what legal immigrants are. Too much Fox News contributes to truth decay. Hey, speaking of complete lack of utter truth in today's heresy of the week, we have Paula White. This is the Trump's spiritual advisor, although even saying those words together, it doesn't make any sense. She has said to say no to President Trump would be to say no to God, to which all believers in God say no. No, 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 no. That's not how this works, Paula. Not at all. She's saying God walks on the White House grounds. Really? Did God send this birthday card to Jeffrey Epstein? Do this little art? Because I think that God would have been a better artist, to be honest with you, and he probably wouldn't have done this. This is complete and utter garbage, which was just released in the congressional files today. But of course, the administration immediately went into full denial mode. This is fake news. This isn't my signature, even though it looks exactly like a signature. And Cory Booker said, sorry, not Cory Booker. Jasmine Crockett said, what do you make of the White House's defense that it's fake news? She's like, the fact that the president is a liar? Well, he's consistent. He's a consistent liar. Also, in other world-shaking news on this Epstein birthday card, best and worst of Twitter, too, Bali Knight reports, what a humiliating way for Don Jr. to find out his dad sends birthday cards. Was really funny this week is Speaker of the House and a guy who monitors his son's porn habits on his phone and lets his son monitor his, Speaker Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson, a name that many people would use as an alias to sign into a cheap motel. Mike Johnson, earlier this week, said that Trump was actually an FBI informant on Epstein, which is hilarious. And then within 36 hours had to pull back, and he's just like, I didn't mean to say that, because Mike Johnson claiming that Trump was an FBI informant tasked with taking down Epstein. He wants us to believe that he was, with Trump and having private parties with young girls for Epstein for a decade. And it's just like, everybody's like, that's really funny. I didn't know Mike Johnson had a sense of humor. Plus, he had to walk it back because, well, that would mean you're a material witness, and that would make you a criminal. Jay Quo posts the evolution of Trump's Epstein storyline with the clown makeup 4-panel. We fell out over a piece of property. He stole girls from my spa. It's all a Democratic hoax. I was an FBI informant. Joseph, friend of the show, says if he'd been an FBI informant, he would have been boasting about that the whole time. Friend of the show, Jeff, says he was an informant on a hoax. The Onion has put out an announcement that they have officially decided to fold after Mike Johnson announced Trump was an FBI informant on the Epstein case. We can no longer compete with the reality of this administration. Sincerely, The Onion. Rest in peace, Onion. It's been nice to have you as America's #1 most accurate news source. Yeah, Jasmine Crockett's thing is crazy. Everything's been really weird. We have sent F-35 stealth fighter jets, apparently on a mission to attack drugs. We're going to F-35s to fight drugs. Oh, in Puerto Rico, sure. Another quasi-America, another place where they don't have really states' rights and the feds can really mess with them. So yeah, Pentagon's deploying F-35s to Puerto Rico for narco trafficking, and they'd like to take us They'd like us to take them seriously for that. Meanwhile, when the Epstein witnesses were testifying on live streaming television across the country, Fox News showed 8 fighter jets conducting a flyover of the White House to honor blah, 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 blah. Here's the fun thing. You know that the White House is a no-fly zone. You know how many hoops you got to jump through to do that, all to interrupt what was going on exactly in the same space. A live telecast of the Epstein victims saying publicly for the first time that they're, what they were testifying to, and then they flew jets over the press conference. Classic, well, I would say classic authoritarianism, but I don't even know what that is. Who else flies jets over a press conference to cover stuff up? I remember him talking a lot about how he's going to be the peace president, but he has just rebranded the Pentagon as the Department of War. So we're back to that. That's crazy. He also posted this picture of his photoshopped head onto that character from Apocalypse Now, squatting like he wishes he could, and wearing a Civil War cowboy hat. I believe
It's a Stetson,
Okay.
and they still wear those. Those are earned when you're in a cavalry division. So when I was in First Cavalry Division, you can earn your Stetson and spurs and wear it with your uniform. And this is like stolen valor in the highest order from a fucking draft dodger billionaire. This is fucking disgusting. Just like for the record, for our listeners who are veterans, TD, I know you're out there somewhere with your 5 toes.
Wobbling.
This is
Wobbling.
fucked.
Yeah.
This is super fucked.
Yeah. And what is it? What is he all excited about? The fetishization of cruelty. Do you know what I mean? He's going to send troops in. There's a picture of Chicago on fire. There's helicopters there. It says "Apocalypse Now." It's just incredible cruelty, and I'm sure that his ditto heads ate it up. But he's talking about war, and he's sending F-35s over the White House to intimidate Epstein victims. He's sending F-35s to Puerto Rico to intimidate drug dealers somehow. I'm not sure how exactly that is a useful aircraft for interdictment of drugs. If you got into the comedy this week, it was pretty good. John Oliver did a whole bit on Trump's war on universities. I mean, he's been mad at anybody with an education at all. But now that he's got power, he actually had a chance to start threatening places like Harvard and whatnot. And he threatened Columbia University. And John Oliver thankfully pointed out that Columbia University caved in 5 seconds, solidifying Columbia's reputation as the little bitch of universities. So remember that next time. That's a fun little nickname. But yeah, that's a good episode. It's worth watching. Also found out that the reason he was I'm sorry, I did mean to say that the reason that the president was talking about war in Chicago and all that stuff is because of crime. He's like, oh, we went into D.C. and we eliminated all crime. Oh, except for a guy has a fight with his wife in his house, some of that. So not that. So just completely discounting, domestic violence. That's not a crime in his mind, which I think is very telling. The other thing is that he wants to say he's eliminated crime in D.C. 100% by having National Guardsmen wander around and pick up trash for $1 million a day. It's just absolutely crazy. Let's see here. I know that on The Daily Show, Jon Stewart highlighted how the president was silent for about a day and everyone speculated he was dead. And I would like you to think about that for a second. Our guy is such a knucklehead and posts so often that if he's silent for 24 hours, like he's dead, he is dead. Which is, and I mean, that you could waste a good bottle of champagne on that kind of thing. Can't be triggered on that. A lot of health issues. Everybody's talking about those cankles, talking about that bruise on the back of his hand, saying he looks like death. And his cabinet just keeps fawning over him like, oh man, I will always treasure the time we've had together. As Stewart said, like some kind of Make-A-Wish kid. like doing all the pre-eulogies right now, just butt kissing like you wouldn't believe. So that was pretty good. A lot of folks saw him popping a blue pill at the U.S. Open, U.S. Men's Open. Friend of the show, Mark Anthony, says popping blue chews on the U.S. Open like he's at a Korn concert. Just a little palate cleanser here. I did not know about this. In Saturn's rings, there's a tiny little cosmic sculptor called Daphnis. And it's only 8 kilometers in diameter, but its gravity is just enough to put these little ripples in between the rings of Saturn. How cool is that? I thought that was pretty stinging cool. Governor Newsom is still on his meme tirade, which has been going brilliantly. The paved over Rose Garden, he is now dubbed the pedo patio, which I thought was pretty catchy. Pedo patio. Later on, some other people said predator patio, but that doesn't roll off the tongue like pedo patio. I don't know. You try it. Say it 50 times. Tell everyone you know. Interesting thing the Supreme Court of the United States made two rulings this week, which sort of contradict each other, but maybe you'll see. They said that considering race as one factor in a college applicant's file is blatantly unconstitutional. Also, considering race as one factor in targeting whom to detain and deport is cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. So that happened. Trump wants to ban guns to trans people, and even the NRA is against the bans of guns. Like, they're like, no, trans should have guns. They're like, no, but they might be mentally ill. And they're like, yeah, but if you start that slippery slope, you're going to call all of us mentally ill and take all our guns. We've seen this movie before. I was impressed that the NRA actually.
But it's the NRA, so they said it all in Russian.
Maybe. But, it's always interesting when you see.
They said it in Russian, Eric. It's not maybe.
Da. Hey, here's one. Now, Michael, you and I both have children in their teens. I wondered if you saw this story out of Tacoma, that a police arrested a 13-year-old boy with 23 guns and a fascination with school shooters. They say they prevented a school shooting. He pled guilty on 5 charges. We don't know his name, of course, because he's a freaking child. But I saw this, and I was just thinking, our kids don't have nearly enough guns. These guys are out there. Come on.
Like, who's bankrolling these guns? I have a hard time believing this is a paper route.
You're right. That's a $700 gun there.
I really feel like we should know the name of his parents, because it feels in my heart like they bought this shit. Like, what? Like, his dad's definitely an ex-con or something, and he's like not allowed to have guns. No, they're my kids' guns. I swear to God.
Well, they saved a lot of money on shelving.
I know that PVC. That is utilitarian AF right there. All right. Hey, and don't say I don't give you some good news. Americans are slowly losing their faith in capitalism. That is a real survey. Capitalism has hit an all-time low since Gallup began polling on that, and socialism hit an all-time high. So come on. It's not all bad news, guys.
Hell yeah, brother.
We always like to close out with a nice heartwarming animal story, and I love this in the David Attenborough's fans page. It just says, just a chicken. Just a fuzzy-headed black chicken. Just chicken. Like, I too wish TD were here. I wish Mary was watching this with him, because he'd call her into the room. Because they love pictures of chickens. Have you ever talked to him and he pulls out his wallet and shows you all the pictures? All right, how about a better story here? Family dog in Alabama dragged home human remains 4 times in less than a year after finding them in the nearby woods, turning a quiet neighborhood into the front line of a chilling homicide probe. Alabama dog bringing home human bones for nearly a year. Good boy.
I'd get rid of that dog.
Dude, I love this dog. This dog is doing the job that cops won't do unless they are annoyed by a dog and the media.
You know what happens if your dog brings home bones? You have to talk to cops. I don't need that. Let somebody else have the fucking dog. Also, I think we figured out how they kept this neighborhood so quiet.
That's true. Get rid of the rowdy ones. Dude. All right, closing off on the most heartwarming animal story I could find. Look at this beautiful picture of this man just passed out with a bear curled up on him.
This man deserves to die.
Yeah. Drunk man sneaks into a zoo enclosure and falls asleep with the bears in Chile. He'd been drinking late in the night, a small bar. The same night, he had a very great pain. He had just lost his dog that day. He got absolutely tanked and somehow ended up in the zoo. Hours later, the guards found him curled up with the bears, just pressed against him, and he barely stirred when the police tried to shake him awake.
Oh, my God.
I don't remember much. I just lost my dog. I used to fall asleep cuddling with him every night. I guess I got drunk and decided to cuddle some bears.
Nope. Not me. Listen, I gotta say, I'm surprised the man's not white. This is usually our shit.
This is true. But I do love that. I was surprised the other day. I had to explain to somebody the phrase that, God takes care of crazy people, drunks, and little children. Do you know what I mean? This is it. You're bulletproof. You feel bulletproof, and sometimes you are. That is all the news worthy of talking about on an episode of Facebook for the Blind for 9/9/2025. Still sounds like sci-fi. Handed it off to you, my beautiful friend, for a nice size round one.
Wrong, Eric. Here comes my big long round one, kicking it off with Memezar, friend of the show, Memezar. It says, when you will unlock the full 100% of your brain power. And here we have somebody who's eaten a watermelon with a spoon, but they kept like one little part of the watermelon to be a bowl for all the seeds. And how did we never think about this before?
Look at it.
Mark.
Says, this says, babe, have you seen my Tupperware? And then it says the Tupperware. And it's a picture of a car that has seen better days. And someone has used electrical tape to tape a red Tupperware lid over the brake light so that it's red.
That's pretty good.
That parking job, though, man.
Yeah, that's tight. That's tight.
I gotta say, it depends. I'd have to see this parking job. It might have been really impressive.
Yeah.
I like this one. I don't know who I stole it from, but it says, I never understood why people liked peppermint body wash until today. It feels like my butthole smoked a Newport.
Dude, that's my joke.
That's Eric's joke.
Wait a minute, where'd you find that?
I'll have to track it down. I don't know. I just screen grabbed it.
Dude, somebody stole my shit.
This is from Glitch, friend of the show, Glitch at Glitch.
Hey,
It says,
Glitch.
point of view. Let me tell you, this is there's a demon waking up. He's got like devil horns and red eyes. Otherwise, he's just a skeleton. And it says, point of view, waking up on 2 hours of sleep, powered by Red Bull, nicotine, and pure spite.
Yeah, baby.
It's the host of this show. Trash Jones at JZUX says, doing brain laundry, separating my thoughts into lights and darks. Then later we get an update. Update. I left one dark thought in the lights, ruined the whole load.
Oh no! Love it.
I really appreciated this meme. It's a guy who's pulled a cake out of the oven. The cake has a message for us all. He's wearing like just like a fisherman's hat. I mean, it's just a toque, but he's got it folded up like a fish, like he's from Nova Scotia or some shit. And it says, the cake says, I don't want to end this year on bad terms with anyone. Apologize to me. South Dakota Department of Propaganda, friend of the show, South Dakota Department of Propaganda. And I have to say, if you're not following the South Dakota Department of Propaganda, you really should be. They are the leading Department of Propaganda in South Dakota. Yeah. There's a picture of RFK Jr. here holding a mic, looking like he did heroin for 14 years. And he says, does your baby cry all the time? That's just because it craves the smooth, refreshing pull of a Marlboro Red.
Is that your RFK voice?
I don't have it. I can't do it. Does your baby cry all the time? That's just because it craves the smooth, refreshing pull of a Marlboro Red.
God, that's brilliant.
Wasn't bad. Yeah.
No, it's pretty good.
You sound like a young RFK.
Thank you. And second to last meme here for my big long round one is Fat Mum Slim. You heard me right, folks. Fat Mum Slim says, yep, not to brag, but my daughter already knew everything I told her today. So, pretty smart kid. And my last meme for round one is a bumper sticker found out in the wild. And it says, keep honking. I'm listening to ska and you're in the band now. That's all I got for round one. Kicking it over to Brain Damage.
For some reason, Eric's starting screen is still sharing for me, and I just want to let y'all know that that pull the Marlboro meme is now got a hat trick because y'all did it once each the last 3 weeks, and I still don't know what the fuck it means. I'm gonna move on. We're gonna start this round off with Philly Karen, and Tops made a baseball card of her, and she's called Foul Ball Fury. Out of my way, kid. Oh yes, we're gonna go theme start and rope drop humor. Has an AI Philly Karen, but it's also looking like one of the gulls from Finding Nemo, talking about mine. And then we got alternate reality memes. Update: Philly's Karen was just spotted stealing a frisbee from Air Bud on his day off from filming, and she is definitely got that frisbee in her mouth. Air Bud's looking like whoa. And we got alternate reality memes again. Breaking news: Philly's Karen has stolen the Transformers Matrix of leadership. Oh shit! What are we gonna do now? You see, Hot Rod has it. He's taking it from Optimus's chest, and then oh no, she's got it. They really made her into a cartoon. That's fun. Crook and Kite, best announcers in the game. Shouts out to them. And somebody AI versioned her as a Garbage Pail Kid, and there are umpires and fans screaming at her and mad baseballs everywhere, and she's got her ball and she's running, and they call her Bog Hog Brenda. Ball Hog Brenda. I said Bog Hog Brenda.
Dude, what possesses somebody to do that?
Greed.
Whew.
Oh, and if people out there don't know the story, it was because there was a home run ball at a Phillies game recently, and it was kind of up for grabs, rolling around in the stands. A dad grabbed it, gave it to his son, whose birthday it was, and she ran up and said, "That was my ball! That was my ball!" and took the ball. And thankfully, the Phillies and whatever team they were playing, I think it might have been the Marlins, hooked up. It was, yeah, Marlins, and they both hooked that boy up with a lot of stuff. And apparently she got fired. So screw you, Phillies Karen. That's what you get for being a greedy bitch. I was gonna say a C word, but I didn't have my Australian accent ready, so I'll save the fans. Anyways, Alan McFarland posted her with the baseball looking all serious, holding it up, and then next to it is a picture of Gollum, aka Smeagol from the Lord of the Rings, also holding the baseball with the hoodie and the Phillies jersey over it. You might not have your job anymore, but you do have your baseball. Great job. And then here we have, I don't know, maybe fact check me. How did this thing get blown up? I think that says God damn it, whoever posted this, it got cut off. And it is a picture of the Snapchat logo with Wu-Tang Clan rapper Ghostface Killer, and it says the Snapchat logo is actually a ghost named Ghostface Chilla, inspired by the Wu-Tang Clan member Ghostface Killer. Oh, somehow that one snuck in between these two. This one's some long-ass story that says some band named Post Traumatic says that Phillies Karen was at their concert a couple weeks before this and ran up and took something, a guitar pick that a band member was trying to give to a kid, and kind of trashed one of their merch tables. But then I had to screenshot it to see all the pictures because I thought there'd be pictures of her there. So I don't know if they actually have proof of this or just some band out there trying to get some clout chasing off of that. But if she did, then definitely she's a con. All right. Speaking of housewarming animal stories, I just love the fact that I don't know if this is true, but a bunch of different pages posted it, and it says a 2,000-year-old woolly rhinoceros was found in the Arctic Siberia. Yeah, and then that one had it as white. This one has it as brown with the wool. That looks fucking cool. It says, "Did you know 2,000-year-old woolly rhinoceros, complete with skin, fur, and internal organs, was found perfectly preserved in Siberia's permafrost, offering a rare window into the Ice Age." And when they find these things with undigested food and all that shit, that means it was a flash freeze, which kind of proves that maybe the tectonic plates move around and shift from time to time. Yeah, so I just screenshotted that in 3 different fucking things. Hopefully it's true. And
Nice.
then we have this one. It says Sensakitu posted an AI picture of some happy flowers, and there is like some kind of Nazgul sitting in a tree, maybe a Grim Reaper, and there's a lion scaring off a gazelle or some deer or something. And it says, from the perspective of the plants, lions are their protectors, while herbivores are the evil creatures.
Huh.
Things that make you go, See, I like to make you think sometimes, Eric.
Sometimes.
Bernie's Memes has a 4-panel with Terry Crews AI'd as the Ninja Turtles. And he has the Leonardo with the blue and the sword, Ralph with the size and the red, Donatello with the staff and the purple, looking very and then Michelangelo, of course, smiling with the nunchucks. And it says Terry Mutant Ninja Turtles. The gaming dungeon has an AI picture of what looks to be Michael Jackson with the Michelangelo Ninja Turtle outfit on, and it says a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Damn.
And I was gonna end with that one, but you inspired me to throw this one in as a bonus, and it says, I love the phrase, bear with me, because it either means be patient or the zoo heist was a success. And I think that's really what that dude was talking. I got drunk and lost my dog. Nah, that motherfucker stole a bear. And passing it off to you, Eric.
That reminds me so much. Stuart Huff has a bit about a kid on a field trip to the zoo who steals a penguin. And I love that story. That's one of my favorite stories in the world. Very nice. All right. Now the wholesome round. And I'm going to take points for the wholesomest. Ladies and gentlemen, turn on your mics, turn on your cameras. Tell me what you feel about this. Friend of the show, Andrew Teedy, is now being honored with the Teedy Burger, coming to a comedy open mic soon. And guys, you know as well as I do, in the world of stand-up, there is no greater honor than having the bar name anything after you.
Nice.
A mocktail, a burger. It truly is the least they can do. Okay. Moving on to the wholesome round. Although you're like, how could you possibly be more wholesome than that? Oh, I can. Friend of the show, Mark Coddington says, if you are a college student who likes to nod intently at your professors while they're talking in class, just know that all of them adore you and think you are the absolute greatest. I passed this around at my college. I hope it got circed, man. Here, we have a post of a map of the United States, all in blue except Wyoming, which is in red, posted in the group Terrible Maps. It says Wyoming has a lower population than the other 49 states combined.
Of course.
I really like it too. Friend of the show, Paul Kotheimer posts, yeah, it's just simple math. with a whiteboard behind him full of not simple math. I thought it was very good. Made me laugh. Here we have a cartoon from Dan Piraro of Bizarro.com comics, and it looks to be in King Kong Island. And King Kong is coming home, and his wife does not look happy. She has her arms akimbo, hands on hips, and she says, "Don't think I didn't hear that tiny scream, mister. What have you got behind your back?" Of course, it's got the woman that he's carrying behind his back. Busted. Laughing Librarian posted this. Never going to post them again. Wasn't funny. You guys didn't laugh. 119 people thought it was funny. All right. Laughing Librarian also had this fun little story. I wanted to do this here. Now we're going to end the nature talk with a very big snake. Opens a bag, try to reveal a large ball python. 30 kindergartners screaming with excitement. Yes, she is very big. Does anyone know where the ball pythons are from? Kid, the woods. Me, yes, they do like the woods where they're from. It's a very big continent. Who knows what continent you find them on? Another kid, the sun. Me, that's in space, so no. Yet another kid, Earth. Yes, that's definitely the planet that they are all on. The snake is from the same place giraffes and lions are from. Several kids, the zoo. I love kindergartners. Wild Green Memes for Ecological Fiends has a post from Kurt Sarkin with a picture of a bird here on a branch, and it's captioned, "When your mind is going blank, trying to remember the term chest hair." And it's a picture of a bearded tit. All right, that one was for Brane. Laughing Librarian. Oh my God, John Rock. Third Laughing Librarian post. And yes, I'll never use them again. I agree. So, Basic Science Jokes has a post that says Nintendo was founded in 1889, making playing cards. Coca-Cola founded in 1892. Levi's blue jeans invented in 1853. Dracula was published in 1897 and set in that time. So we could have had Dracula wearing jeans, drinking a Coke, and playing Nintendo, and it would be accurate. The Gentle Mandragon's Delights also says, it reminds me of something I saw several years ago. Around the same time, Wild West gunslingers, Japanese samurai, and pirates all existed. So you could have also had a group of adventurers consisting of these three fight Dracula. Right. What the hell? Hollywood's like trying to figure out how to make like Marvel 20,000. And it's just like, guys, samurai, pirate, come on. This is easy. These things, they're on the internet. They're free. That's what we do. Laughing Librarian, oh my God, I'm addicted. As a post from Sam and Sam X Grace, who says, I don't know who needed this, but here is Sean Astin from Stranger Things with an otter. And there's two pictures of him side by side swimming with an otter, just looking giddy, just delighted to be swimming with the otter, snuggling up with the otter, who's like rubbing his head into him and everything. And Nolan Gillies at the Great Notolini says, all caps, Sam didn't carry Frodo to the crack of doom and destroy the ring to be remembered as the guy from Stranger Things.
Oh.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Got a couple more here. Meme therapy. If you're not following meme therapy, where are you getting your meme therapy? Oh, here. Leah Thompson at Leah G_Thompson says, my ideal sleeping position, side sleeping. Left leg straight out, right leg 90-degree angle, hiked up. One arm under the pillow, one arm over. Multiple blankets, fan on high. NyQuil coursing through my bloodstream. Obama is there. God, it makes me sleepy just reading it. I gotta stop doing that. Just a reminder that the world is now full of AI slop. Laughing Librarian, wow. Okay, guys, I know I have a problem. Has this post from Everything Libraries that has a Google AI response for some AI slop. Says, was 1995 30 years ago? And the AI overview says, no, 1995 was not 30 years ago. It was 30 years ago in 2025. The current year is 2025. So 1995 was only 30 years ago from this year's perspective.
Jesus.
Fuck it,
Yes.
turn it in.
It's higher.
I'm in college. Fuck it, turn it in. It's ready to go.
And finally, filing under the category of I am so angry at AI right now. Artificial intelligence at ChatGPT Tricks has just Google being Google here. Google, can you marry your gun in Texas? Yes, it is legal to marry your gun in Texas as long as you and your firearm partner are not related by blood.
Wait, you can't marry blood relatives in Texas?
That has been my ostensibly wholesome round one. Wrapping it up and handing it back to you. Quiet.
Well, now I understand why all my cousin siblings live in Arkansas. Okay, Brane, are you seeing my meme now? What's happening?
Yeah.
Okay, making sure. Kicking off round 2, the ostensibly second round. Ostensibly.
Some are saying.
Starting off with the most awkward author, which that is quite a claim to make. This is a picture. I really got to learn this character's name.
Oh, right. He does the movie reviews on SNL, and he's very dramatic.
Yeah. And he's also like...
I know it's Bill Hader's the actor, but I don't know the character's name.
And he's visibly gay. I think that's important to note.
Flamboyantly so.
Yeah, he says, this cover-up has everything. Black garbage bags being flung from the White House windows. Proof of life photos from months ago. Complete silence from a man who never shuts the fuck up. Dan Cortez, a lion shaved to look like Mario Batali. TheHardTimes.net. Friend of the show, The Hard Times. If you're not following The Hard Times,
dude,
fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair.
Picture of Donald Trump in a casket, and it says, could a dead man do this? Asked Trump before lying down in a coffin forever.
What's he got there? Oh, it's his tie.
Steve Malden, friend of the show, friend of mine. He says, I don't care if it is her 90th birthday party and everyone's getting upset. I'm not going to stop until my grandmother understands gender pronouns. I heard a literal cricket just now.
Yeah, there's a cricket somewhere in here.
Hearing crickets, yeah.
I heard a cricket.
Listen, I want you to
Might
know
be
that I
mine.
love Steve, and that joke goes over about like that when he tells it. Trash Can Paul, friend of the show, Trash Can Paul, keeping it absolutely nasty.
Mm.
Here we have a picture of Christian Bale, circa American Psycho,
Yep, looking good.
holding a cigar, and it says, "No longer preying on your downfall. I will be directly involved." Tommy from Arkansas, at Tommy from Arkansas, repost Pop Bass. And it says, Pop Bass reports, Sabrina Carpenter speaks to CBS Mornings about having to universally appeal to the general public. She says, I'm okay if Tommy from Arkansas doesn't like what I do. Tommy from Arkansas just says, oh. And this was a meme that was sent to me by my kid. And it says, yes, I vape. And then it turns vape into an acronym where V says return, A says my, P is library books, and E is on time. So yes, I vape, return my library books on time. Look, these are the jokes, people. I think I have one more for this round. I'm not sure if it's one or two. Let's just screw it. Let's do one. Let's do two. We're doing two. The Andrew Nadu. You know what? I'm not doing this because I did it last week. I'll do this one. I am Kuristan. Friend of the show, I am Kuristan, but I don't follow him. It says, men be like, I'm fighting battles no one knows about, and the whole time it's just gay thoughts. And that's all I have for round two, the ostensibly second round, kicking it back to brain damage.
Oh, this one might show that I am also battling thoughts that no one knows about. Not gay thoughts, though. We're going with House of the Dragon updates, and it's thoughts of, oh no, there's a pill bottle in the foreground labeled Game of Thrones rewatch. And in the background, we just see Lois from the Family Guy looking like she is strung the fuck out, shivering. And it is about that time. I am, spoiler alert to my wife, yes, House of Dragon and Game of Thrones rewatch on the mend. We're gonna go with, I think this is Sheen Men. I don't know what the fuck, how the fuck to say that. Anyways, it is a t-shirt. It says fried chicken, and it has a chicken on it with a joint in its mouth. And that chicken is definitely fried, man.
His eyes are very red.
I need that fucking shirt, okay? All right. Lee Dawson posted a picture of what looks to be a 2-panel AI. And in the first panel, we see that there's a bunch of doctors possibly dancing what looks to be the Michael Jackson Thriller dance. It says NWO Season 1. And then we got a bunch of what looks to be maybe some ICE agents, some kind of military group, also doing the Thriller dance, NWO Season 2. That's what it feels like. Oh, speaking of it, Tenacious Taylor posted a picture where, oh no, this person has to, the kid has the crossroads where you got to choose. And on one side it's labeled NWO, and on the other side it's Degeneration X. Yeah, and then the cross signs are labeled WCW and WWF. And I missed the Monday Night Wars. I wish TD was here, but I know Michael watches wrestling too, but he left. Uncle Caesar posted, and you're welcome. It says, ask her if she's gained weight. That way she'll know you're paying attention to her. Follow me for more relationship advice. You're gonna get somebody get gone upside the head. Devo Media posted a picture of a Lego set of the Old Dirty Bastard Brooklyn Wild Style Edition, and we have Old Dirty with a bottle of alcohol. He's got a microphone, a lyrics book, a chain, and honestly, that looks more like Julio's hairstyle. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
But anything to highlight ODB, I'm in for it. I'm in for it. Take these Brooklyn Mints. Take the Brooklyn Mints. I don't know how to fucking say your at. Take these broken memes.
Take these
God
broken
damn.
memes.
Yeah, okay, I'm illiterate, Eric. I need your fucking help a lot faster than that. All right. Anyways, this is the last Cracker Barrel hopefully meme that I ever do in my entire fucking life, and this one's labeled Cracker Bunghole, and it has Beavis next to it. Where did I come from? We have no bunghole. Bungholio. And yep, dumbass Photoshops also has the bunghole must phone home, and it has Beavis's arm next to the TP, and posted on the ET poster, but it's labeled TP for my bunghole. And yeah, I do these Beavis memes just so I can use this voice and say bunghole.
I get it.
Offthemark.com posted a picture of a babushka, the cartoon babushka. And all the pieces of the babushka are off the thing, and possibly somebody's getting ready to put it back on, and the little baby babushka is in the middle, saying, "Oh no, I'm regretting that burrito."
Oh. Okay.
And that leads to the last one, which is Neptune is made entirely of gas. The planet next to it is Uranus. I don't think that's a coincidence. Handing it off to you, Eric.
No, I mean, I don't know that it's inadequate. That's actually an excellent point.
Bard memes.
Diane offers us the character's name. Did we get that? Because it was Stefan. Correct answer was Stefan. Is the name.
Hey, Eric, when you sit back in your chair, you have PP on your face.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that a lot. Here we have it. Here we have a 5-panel from Idiocracy, Terry Crews as the president, and he is saying, "I know shit's bad right now. Everybody's shit is all emotional. The economy is collapsing. A beer virus is killing people. But we got these 70-year-old guys with dementia, and they're gonna fix everything." I was posted in Eat the Rich, and if you're not following Eat the Rich, you're missing out on some excellent recipes. Here we have a picture of Jeff Foxworthy pointing, and he says, "If it takes hundreds of FBI agents to flag your mentions in the Epstein files, you might be a pedophile."
Yes.
It is the irreverent round here. This is friend of the show, Janelle James, posting with somebody, but I glanced at it real quick, and I said for a quick second, I thought you busted Luigi out. Because like, with the arms, I don't know. I was like, man, she busted. Anyway, no, it's somebody else. Chris Perfetti. That's not going to get a laugh either. So there you go.
For our listeners, this is a picture of Janelle James standing next to someone.
Standing next to someone.
I think it's her co-star on Abbott Elementary.
Oh,
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that would make sense. Okay. Yeah. Well, but first I thought you busted out Luigi. So, it's the arms. Friend of the show, Jay Sukow, has this post from Anna. I know her name, but I can't remember it right now. Comedian. Right. What is it?
She's hilarious.
Yeah, she's extremely.
I can't remember it.
Anna. Anyway, I'll think of it in a minute. I have her in my files. Jay Sugow's posted this 2-panel. She says, "If you don't have anxiety, the way I would describe it is that there's like an edgy improv group in your brain. And it just needs like one word suggestion to spin like countless scenarios that no one's comfortable with." I have told this to several people, and I saw quite a bit of likes from the improv crowd. Yes, spot on. Spot on was the general assertion there. Heben Nagutu at Heaven Rants, acquaintance of the show, says, "Therapy is like someone gently walking through your brain and looking around like, this how you're living?" Therapist, "Literally, why do you keep these? They're terrible." "Me, they were a gift from my parents. You can't just throw out gifts. Oh my God, rude." That was excellent. Here we again have the news story that a photographer had caught the blue pill there. I tried to look it up too. I'm pretty good with pill identification, but I couldn't do it. So anyway, man, these are two characters. I am not sure what show they're from. Anyone? I guess The Wire. It seems like two characters from The Wire.
Yeah, it's The Wire.
And the guy's like, it ain't even 30 love, and you popping pills. Get the fuck out of here, man. Goddamn dope fiend.
That's Bodie and Wallace.
It ain't even 30 love. I liked it, man, quite a bit. Skipping that one. Trending, RFK Jr., of course. Kelly41CA says earlier today somebody referred to RFK Jr.'s actress wife Cheryl Hines as the marvelous Miss Measles.
Oh.
I'm not sure I can ever top that. Speaking of RFK, intravenous heroin addict for 14 years doesn't think vaccines are safe. The picture of him there, just things that make you go, Here, a friend of the show, Matt Novak, at Pale Future on Blue Sky over there, had this picture that I believe was sent to us by young Kyle. And it has RFK Jr. and he says, water left in a glass overnight tastes bad because it gets haunted. I think Michael's RFK was better than mine. Here we have RFK Jr. testifying before Congress, and Will Pura has a caption, there's a direct link between Cocoa Puffs and going cuckoo. I've seen it happen in birds. That was in anti-QAnon memes. And if you're not following anti-QAnon memes, I'm not sure if you can get your resistance up otherwise. You need it. Here's a picture of the little worm in the little car from Busytown, from Richard Scarry's Busytown, except that the Apple car is labeled my other car is RFK Jr.'s Brane. Little happy worm. Little happy worm driving it. Freaking loved it. This is a picture of a metal band. They're all, you can tell because they're all wearing black, and it's captioned, thrash metal drummer awakens from coronavirus coma, doesn't think Satan is that cool anymore. Will Carroll of Death Angel says, I don't think Satan's quite as cool as I used to. And somebody says, I'm sorry, but out of context, this is really fucking funny. Somebody else says, I'm going to assume that he went to hell, met Satan, and realized the guy was just a fucking loser. An aspiring warrior librarian friend of the show says, that's literally what happened, though. When he was in a coma, he had a near-death experience where he went to hell and found out Satan looked like a Jabba the Hutt-esque monster who vomited blood all over him for being too lazy. I'm not making this up. And then he woke up and he was like, you know, satanic metal is still a banger, but that guy sucks. And JBK405 says, never meet your heroes. Hail Satan. Here's probably one of my most popular ones that I have. It is the parable of the frog with the scorpion on its back, and the scorpion has now stung the frog. And the frog says, why did you sting me? I shall die, and you will surely die as well, said the frog. Libtard, said the scorpion. Trump 2028. And finally, wrapping it up, Jeffrey St. Clair posts this one from Chicago Calling. They flew a banner that says, hey, ICE, masks are for cucks.
Hell yeah.
Chicago is cold. All right, yo. Cold-blooded. Handing it back to you, Mike.
All right, let's do it. We're going to round 3.
We are.
The
Amazing.
ultimate round. And whatnot.
And stuff. Yeah.
Here we go. Kicking off round 3, we have the ragged, trousered philanderers.
My.
Have a little girl. She looks like maybe kindergarten or first grade. She's got a marker. She's working on some school stuff. The mom says, are there any classes you're struggling with, darling? The little girl says, yes, mummy. The fucking bourgeoisie.
So say we all. So say we all.
Cup of Tia, friend of the show, Cup of Tia at Tia_Mococa says, normalize arguing with patients. And I should warn you that there's going to be a lot of healthcare memes here.
Okay.
The Hard Times is back, though.
Hey.
Friend of the show, The Hard Times. Listen, follow.
Love the Hard Times. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else are you doing on the internet?
I just don't even know if you're even gonna have hard times if you don't follow the hard times. Anyway, we have a picture of a police officer in a KKK mask, and it says, "Police Department reminded not to wear white hoods after Labor Day."
Oh my goodness.
Here we have a picture of a skeleton, uh, just a skeleton with a blanket over it and its head on a pillow, and it says, the family says, "We aren't giving up yet. She's a fighter." And then the skeleton is labeled, "Their 92-year-old full code fighter." Oh, this is from knockshift_RT, who says it's a picture of the internet guy who just looks kind of constipated all the time, and he's wearing a Christmas
yeah.
sweater, or like a winter sweater, or like a
Yeah.
Cosby sweater maybe, and he's got a glass of wine, but he just looks really nervous and he's smiling. And it says, when your non-hospital friends are talking about their bad days at work, and you wonder if you should ruin their mood by talking about yours. Trash can's back, keeping it nasty, just absolutely filthy. He's reposted Travel Hungry at Travel Threads, and it says, "Little travel hack I've learned. You can spend a lot of money on credit cards, but you only need to pay back a very small minimum per month. I literally spent almost $30,000 this month already, and I only need to pay back $80 for the month." So it's a great plan. Literally nothing can go wrong. I like this one. I just stole it, but it says, "I find myself saying that's white people shit a lot for someone who is in fact white." I did this just this week. I was at a school thing, and a friend of mine put her hand in her pocket and she just pulled out a dollar bill. She's like, "Oh, there was money in my pocket." And I was like, "That's the whitest goddamn thing I have ever seen in my whole fucking life."
That's funny.
I think I've shared this one before, but I don't care. It's a picture of a superhero holding up a giant penne pasta noodle. And it says, "Me with my giant penne after the genie misunderstood my wish."
Oh, an Italian genie.
I don't know if that might have been my last one. Let's see. Yeah, that was my last meme for round 3, the penultimate round, leaving only my post with the most. Back to you, Brane.
All right. Let's go for it. This one we're going to start off with unbustablenut.nut has a text message that says, "Happy birthday. What kind of cake do you want?" And like me, I don't really like cake. The person wrote, "I don't want cake." And here we have some plates and some forks and a knife and a cake made into the shape of the response text bubble that says, "I don't want cake." Motherfucker, you're getting cake. Asshole. All right. Coffee Gets Me and Crazy for Coffee tag team to say, "Breaking news. New research confirms drinking coffee first thing in the morning helps other people live longer."
Truth. That is truth.
That is real.
Truth.
Lee Dawson, I don't know this guy, but second appearance on the show has a picture of, well, I'm assuming George Orwell. It says,
"Yep."
And I quote, "I literally wrote an entire book warning you guys about this shit." George Orwell.
Yeah.
That would be 1984 for those listening in.
Oh, yeah.
Gary Stone says, "Get to it, ladies." And I just want to be offended for TD because I know he says he likes the pumpkin spice, but here we have an AI picture cartoon of a pumpkin reading the newspaper, sitting on the pot with a toilet paper next to him, and the pot he is shitting into is labeled pumpkin spice.
How you do it?
Mm.
I love me some pumpkin spice too.
Oh, nice. Addicted to sci-fi and fantasy says New Kids on the Spock. And here we have an AI of just 5 different Spocks dressed as New Kids on the Block. I'm a poet and didn't know it. I don't know what the fuck New Kids on the Block look like. These guys look like Grease more than anything. This Spock, Grease Spock. Anyway, that sounds disgusting. Moving on. Johnny Corn posted funny meme, and I don't trust RFK Jr. And it says, doctors I trust more than RFK Jr., Dr. Spock, Dr. Pepper, Dr. Martins, Dr. Seuss, Dr. Scholl, Doctor Who.
I'd
Rude.
trust fucking Dr. Kevorkian.
Yeah, for sure. At least he's a professional. You know what I mean?
At least he's a doctor.
I trust fucking Dr. Mario over that guy.
My friend, the witch doctor.
Oh my bad. Black Etowah posted. I just put this one in because you kept saying Mike Johnson earlier. So this one has a picture of. I'm assuming maybe Mike Johnson, all in the press, all in his business.
I get it. All us white people look alike. I get it. I hear what you're saying.
Is this guy in the background that's mean mugging him important because he's looking at him like, motherfucker, what? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that face. And he's just happily
Secret Service face. Don't you feel like
happily saying it says House Speaker Mike Johnson announces that male Republicans neutered by Donald Trump may continue to use men's bathrooms. I just love the neutered by Donald Trump part. Here we have JFK saying, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what my nephew's fucking problem is. And Music posted a pic. The perfect couple does not exist, and it is just the picture of the CEO and the HR lady getting caught at the concert, but instead it's Philly's Karen, and behind her is the jack off guy from the concert. Yeah, perfect couple couldn't exist. And then here we have Fighters in Movies, and it shows Michael B. Jordan making his second appearance on the show because Wallace and Bodie from The Wire, Wallace is played by a young Michael B. Jordan. Hope you didn't know. And he's all buffed up in the movie Creed, and it says Fighters in Real Life, and it shows Sean O'Malley with his pink afro, Israel Adesanya with his pink dyed hair. It shows Justin Gagey with his nerd glasses on, and Robert Whitaker in the pool with his goggles and unicorn floaty. And this one's going to do it for me for round 3 is Home of the Fight. And it says Paulo Costa reveals his game plan against Sharo Magomedov. Sharo Bullet, by the way, is completely blinded. Well, he actually has a glass eye in one eye. So he only has one eye, unlike myself, who is just blind in one eye and has a real working eye. But Paulo Costa tweeted, at Borrachina MMA, one single good eye poke. Be penalized with one less point. Sharo fights 100% blind. Deal! And that's going to do it for me for round number 3, leaving my post with the most. Handing it to you, Eric.
All right, bringing it home. Doing what was it that TD used to say, the bringing the turkeys into to roost or something. I don't know what he's talking about. Actually, now that I say it out loud, it doesn't make any sense. How do I? Oh, that's right. I've done this show 223 times. 223 times, people. Unbelievable that how much work it takes to do a show this mediocre. All right, kicking it off from Gothic and Enchanted, poster based it in the United Kingdom. Me tells a funny story about my life. Therapist. Okay, so that's called trauma.
You have no sense of humor.
I know, right? I was like, here we have a cop, and he's talking to the zookeeper. Cop making a list of animals that escaped. Zookeeper, the tiger should probably be first, be your top priority. Cop, scribbling out the ducks. Well, obviously. Here, the Onion reports that Stephen Miller's forehead vein lunges out to catch a passing bird. We see a passing bird caught up in his throbbing forehead vein. Stephen Miller's forehead vein lunges out to catch a passing bird. T.N. Caldwell says the bird died in vain. This is one of my least favorite people these days. It's Fetterman. Man, I can't remember Fetterman. Anyway, Fetterman. Fetterman had this quote. Jeffrey St. Clair posted, says, "Speaking of morons, Fetterman, I was in a former communist nation and I said, some people in my party are talking about socialism now. What do you think? He said, that is the worst thing ever. You will need a reality check if you adopt any of those things. You are morons." And Jeff's friend Jillian says, "Can someone inform Senator Fetterman that Israel has universal public health care so that he can support it?" This guy has never met an Israeli policy that he doesn't agree with. It's really pretty bizarre. So, anyway, moving on. Father Nathan Monk, friend of the show, captions this with, "Sometimes the world is more beautiful than we realize." Think about that. Sometimes the world is even more beautiful than we realize. Mark Driscoll says, "Men, if you're not the head of your household, Satan is." Hail Satan. Derek Sheen 666 says, "You were a dumb dick in high school and you're still a dumb dick." Father Nathan says, "Please post his yearbook photo." And he was school president and voted most likely to succeed. And here we see a picture of the Mark Driscoll, most likely to succeed, carrying a briefcase. He's wearing a suit jacket and a bolo tie. And Father Nathan Monk says, "These are moments in the battle that just remind you what it's all for." There you go. Savoring. Hey, I think I might have written this one. Breaking, Pam Bondi's dog is in the files. Pam Bondi's the attorney general in the... Screw my life. Friend of the show, acquaintance of the show, Cassandra Simpson, comedian over there in Springfield, got screwed over, as many women do, with her appliance repairman. The guy lied, said that they'd put in new pipes. Look at these pipes, just clogged with stuff, all this crap. And, she explained that she just went and crawled in her own crawl space, unplugged it, replaced it herself, and was like, pretty easy, actually. Moral of the story, you know what I mean? Check your dryer ducts and vent, even if the professionals say they're fine. And I'm like, trust no one. I'm going to put in the X-Files theme in post. Travis Matthew posted, "This entire presidency," in quotes, "this entire presidency is like being tied to a chair and watching a toddler play with a loaded pistol." And Stephen King says, "Exactly." He finds these words of description to be perfect. Anyway, so yeah, I agree. I agree with King. Oh, I think that means that's all but my post with the most. So I'm gonna hand it back to you, Michael. What's capping it off?
Here we go.
Oh,
am I muted? No. Good.
Nope.
All right. Oh shit! I hate it when I do that. Hang on.
You're showing us Stefan.
Yep. This week, my post with the most was my story that got not just like lots of attention, but I actually got a lot of messages people sent me with funny anecdotes to it. Actual memes, friend of the show, actual memes. I would like to point out that this show, Facebook for the Blind, would not exist without actual memes.
That's true.
We love you, actual memes out of Bozeman, Montana. It's a picture of a sad son figure.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, "Uh-oh, the worst person you know learned therapy words."
No.
I cannot tell you how much I hate it. And that's all I got this week. What'd you get this week, Brane?
All right. I got someone named Cotina Love posts a picture of Dorothy from the Golden Girls. R.I.P. B. Arthur. That's her name, right?
Yep.
And it says, "I hate when cashiers feel the need to check if my money is real. If I could make counterfeit money, I wouldn't be at the Dollar Tree, Karen." Seeing what you got, Eric.
Oh my God, that is so true. You got to be kidding. That is where they check it too. They bring out the little marker. They make you feel like a criminal. Yeah, it's so weird. Of course, I had a weird week as always, like abundantly weird, totally weird. I believe my actual the one that had the most traffic on it was actually just me arguing for universal health care with Democrats, for Pete's sakes. But it basically just said paying 10% of your income to private insurance is good and capitalistic. Paying 10% of your income for universal health care, 100% covered, it's communist and bad. So make it make sense. And these idiots were talking about it. I think actually the bruise tattoo, the new MAGA must-have temporary bruise tattoos, is still clocking. People are still clicking on that one. And my favorite comment is the person, like, MAGA people right after they see the news with a hammer, just hammer in their own hand, which I really liked. For my actual best one though, I just want you to guys know the Harry, you don't need to sell it to me meme. You guys know the Harry, you don't need to sell it to me meme, right? It's like always a 3-panel like this one. And Michael, I thought of you for this. We have Spider-Man saying, "I love stoicism," and Harry says, "But stoicism implies only a small fear of control. Many things, such as your wealth, are outside your control."
Yeah.
I already said I love stoicism. You don't have to sell me on it.
Yeah, no shit.
And that is a helpful framework for my post with the most, which was from the Jerusalem Post at Jerusalem_Post. Prime Minister at Netanyahu retweeted a statement on Friday afternoon that said overthrowing him would cause the collapse of the global right wing. I told you I'm already in, Benjamin. You don't need to sell it to me.
Yeah, no shit.
No, anything like that.
Please collapse the global right wing. Die.
Don't throw me in that there bra patch.
Yeah, don't promise me a good time. I believe that constitutes an entire legal episode of Facebook for the Blind for September 9th, 2025.
Right.
Episode 2025. Out there listening in land, we love you.
Love you, George.
Love you, Beverly.
Love you, Beverly.
And then some wooing.
Woo!
Thanks for listening to an episode of Facebook for the Blind. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.